From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, Troy University's Janice Hawkins Park will soon get a new addition that will make it a unique attraction for art lovers. Last Thursday, the school shared its vision for a new cultural arts center for the entire Troy community. William McCarthy has the story.
On Wednesday night, Troy University showed off the plans for the final stage of the new Cultural Arts Center that will be a part of the Janice Hawkins Park facility on campus. Construction on the project has been going on for months, but Hawkins wanted to give residents an idea of what the finished product will look like.
Because this is such a big project and such a visible project with the potential for so much, I just thought it was time to bring in especially some of our younger people that are the ones who work so hard for the city, and just explain the project and give them a heads up. And I've heard that people know what's going on but don't know exactly what's going on.
While people have enjoyed the first phase of the Park and Arts Center, one of the biggest elements of the new phase will be the inclusion of replicas of the famous terracotta warriors from China.
The park is in 3 phases, and the first phase has been finished for several years, and that's the park between the Chancellor's Home and New Hall. Then, of course, we have the second phase, which used to be filled with kudzu and is now a beautiful amphitheater, a lake, and soon to be home of 205 terracotta warriors straight from Xi'an, China.
Hawkins says the warrior display will be one of a kind, with nothing else like it in the country.
There is not, that we know of, another site in this country for sure that has any kind of replica of what you would see if you went to China, to Xi'an, China, and saw the 8th wonder of the world. And it truly is. It's one of the most amazing things that I have ever laid eyes on.
The final phase of the project will be at renovated Stewart Hall, which will soon become an art gallery and classroom space.
In addition to that, we have the renovation of an older building, used to be an older dining hall, and we are having 2 permanent galleries in there. It will be the new home for graphic arts and design.
Chancellor Jack Hawkins feels that this new facility will be something that people from all over will be eager to see.
I really believe that Troy as a community stands on the precipice of being the arts capital of Alabama. And I think this addition to the arts will help take us more in that direction. It'll be something that people will want to take advantage of. And I think one of the concomitant problems that we'll face probably will be a traffic jam, because I think it's going to be so popular in the next few years that people will challenge our streets on campus and in the community.
The project is expected to be complete by early fall, with a grand opening anticipated around November. Well, all this week, special needs high school students from across the state were on Troy's campus, learning about ways to become more independent adults. Ryan Renfro has the story.
For 17 years now, high school students with disabilities have traveled from different parts of the state of Alabama to the campus of Troy University. The Youth Leadership Forum is being held in the Trojan Center this week, and this year roughly 35 students have been selected. Through the forum, students learn skills needed for life after high school, independent skills applicable to life away from home, and skills needed to confront any challenge or barrier that may come.
When we see someone with a disability, our first thought is they're not going to be able to work, they can't do this, they can't do that, there's attitudinal barriers. We help these students to learn to advocate for themselves, because there are laws to protect against that. And so, if a wheelchair user goes to a building or somewhere that's inaccessible, then they know what they can do to self-advocate. So we don't have to go in and do it for them, they can do it themselves.
One student from Charles Henderson High School explains what he has enjoyed most about the Youth Leadership Forum.
Right now I'm learning that there's a lot of friendly people, as different disabilities and stuff. I'm starting to get used to it and stuff. So right now I'm loving it.
People with disabilities feel as though they've kind of got a lot going against them. And so here at YLF, we want to let them know that they have a lot going for them, that they can be leaders, they can be independent, they can live independently, and they can be successful on a job.
The forum will continue on Tuesday with the Technology Expo. Students will participate in hands-on activities and learn the skills needed to be successful in school and in the workforce. Ryan Renfro, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The camp wrapped up with a graduation ceremony on Thursday afternoon. And new faces will arrive on the campus of Troy University starting next week with the summer's first session of Impact. Ryan Renfro takes a look at this year's group of Impact orientation leaders and how the team is preparing for their freshman orientation.
The countdown to the first session of Impact 2016 is coming to a close. The first session of the summer will be next Monday, and Impact leaders have been training for a week now, sitting in on meetings with speakers from different colleges around campus, asking questions about Troy University and learning as they go. Aside from learning more about Troy, Impact leaders have participated in icebreaker games. However, this group is filled with familiar faces.
It's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that they all knew each other, from the get-go. So they've all just kind of been friends all along. So, but it's been cool kind of seeing them, just join together a little bit closer as a team.
With the first session right around the corner, members of this team of 14 say they have enjoyed the process and look forward to what the first session has in store.
We're all like a really good group of friends. We're not really cliquey or anything like that. We've been going to play basketball, and we're playing fishbowl, and we're playing bananagrams, which is kind of like Scrabble, but kind of not. So we've been doing a lot of little things like that and like hanging out, watching like the basketball games and things like that together. So it's been a really good time. I'm having a lot of fun.
It's just been eventful, and we just got done with our video, but I'm just so ready for the sessions to finally start. I'm ready for the students, the incoming students to come, and I get to meet them and make them have connections and them see what Troy's all about in 2 days.
It's been pretty awesome so far. We've just been training for a week now, and every day it's just different department heads coming in and telling us a little bit about their department and what incoming freshmen should take. I mean, it's just 14 of the most energetic kids on campus, so it's never a dull moment.
This week, these energetic kids will head out to Camp Butter and Egg for a team building exercise and service project.
And once again, the first session of Impact Orientation will begin this Monday. The city of Troy will soon have a new home for stray animals. The city's new animal shelter is starting to take shape at its location on Henderson Highway. Rachel Wilkerson gives us a look at the progress in the construction.
Whether you love cats or dogs, Pike County residents will get to see both in a new animal shelter that is being built at 800 Henderson Highway. The project is a coalition of the city, county, and the community.
An animal shelter of this caliber is something that we believe will be a pride of this county. And with the participation of the county and the city and the citizens of this town and county, this shows to be a real success story.
The animal shelter has been under construction since the 1st of February, but due to a 2-month rain delay, it's not expected to open up until the beginning of August.
The animal shelter is nearing completion. We're 6 to 8 weeks out. Whaley Construction's doing a wonderful job. It's been an 8 or 9 year dream of a lot of folks to put this shelter into reality. So we're just delighted that it's come this far, and we can't wait to get into the new facility.
And many have been hoping for a quality modern animal shelter, and the mayor of Troy explains why the new shelter is so important for the community.
People love animals, they're involved with animals, and this will help with our enforcement efforts and keeping things together in regards to that. Our hope is that, they're not going to the pound, so to speak, but they're going to a shelter where they can, hopefully find either their owner who lost them or a new owner.
The date of the grand opening will be announced in a few weeks. Rachel Wilkerson, Troy TrojanVision News.
Troy residents now have a chance to get a taste of what Pike County farmers have to offer, as the Pike County Farmers Market is back open for the summer. The farmers are selling a variety of fresh vegetables and fruits, along with other food items. Nathaniel Rodriguez has the story.
Pike County farmers gathered next to Troy Bank and Trust to sell their produce at the local farmers market. The market, which opens annually on June 1st, offers a variety of fresh vegetables, fruit, and even honey. Any farmer can join the market, but they must grow locally.
Most of these people don't know where their food comes from, like at some of the grocery stores. These people have to grow local food. in order to qualify to participate in the farmers market.
According to vendors, the market attracts a variety of customers, including travelers and Troy residents.
Oh, it's a mixed variety. It's, you have older senior citizens, and then you have the younger college students that come through picking up some fresh vegetables.
On Saturday, we get a lot of traffic, and they come in and they buy stuff. They're going to Birmingham or other places. But we had a lot of people stop in. That's just going down 231.
One Troy woman expressed her love for the market.
I love the farmers market. I can't wait every year for it to open. They have fabulous food out here, and a lot of people don't know it's out here.
DeAndrea said that as time goes by, the variety of the produce will change.
As the season goes on, there will be others that will have watermelons. We will have peaches that will come in 3 weeks. It's just a variety of locally grown material.
DeAndrea says that there are currently plans to create a permanent building for the market, but so far no progress has been made. Nathaniel Rodriguez, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
If you're interested in visiting, the market is open from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturdays. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll meet a Troy University journalism professor with a background in, well, a little bit of everything. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find at smartaboutmoney.org. Smart About Money is a free online resource. We are a non-commercial, non-profit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get information about money. For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you've been looking for. Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart about your finances.
The warrior spirit. It's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence, conquer, claim territory, and climb ladders. Know that you have the power to stand alone, but the comfort of knowing that you'll never have to. Discover your inner warrior. Find it at troy.edu/spirit.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Dr. Susan Sarapin is a well-known professor for journalism students here at Troy University. However, there are a few things her students may not know about her personal life. Samantha Charles got the chance to sit down with Sarapin to find out some of those interesting facts.
Dr. Susan Sarapin can be seen teaching at Troy University by day and doing research on media effects by night. She currently has 6 publications on the topic, but hopes to have anywhere between 15 and 20 before retirement.
When people watch a lot of crime drama, or specifically the show CSI, what do they start to think about the criminal justice system? And I thought, wow, that's fascinating. The CSI effect, which is a media effect, and that's what I wanted to do.
Through her years of research, she has learned that
there definitely is an effect on their attitudes from watching a lot of crime drama. People, number one, think that there is much more crime than there is. They think that there are many more police officers and attorneys than there really are in society, because when they watch these shows, you know, who are the main characters? Attorneys and police officers.
Nowadays, Dr. Sarapin can be seen in the classroom where she teaches in the Hall School of Journalism and Communications. However, teaching has not been her only career. She's had 6.
I started out as a medical illustrator, illustrating the human body, the inside of the human body as well as the outside. I've been a graphic designer and a PR person. Did that, both of those, for quite a bit. Then I did web design. I picked that up on my own. And then I went to grad school, decided I wanted to do something else, and just looked on Purdue's website and decided, yeah, communication, that's what I want to do.
And as for life after retirement, she plans to head down to the Bay.
Being a full-time college student can be tough enough, but add in the hectic schedule of being a Division I athlete, and it can be quite challenging. Daniel OHara shows us how one Trojan basketball player is managing life on and off the court.
Many Division I college athletes have trouble balancing different areas in life. They have obligations of keeping their grades up to par, maintaining an active social life, and performing at an elite level on the field or court. Point guard for the Troy University Trojans, Daniel Peace, will give you insight on how he manages to handle the life of a college athlete.
Well, pretty much you have to be responsible and disciplined in allocating time to each. Of course, school comes first, so most of my time is allocated to that. Then it's basketball because ultimately that's the reason I'm here.
Last semester, Peace pledged and became a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. He tends to reflect on some of his favorite experiences after joining.
Definitely would be the traveling. Since I've joined, we've been all over Alabama, many places in Georgia, and the networking is always great. One experience, I pretty much have an internship already set up because of another member of the bond, meeting them in a different state and just connecting.
While maintaining a B average GPA and being a new face to Greek life, Peace is still expected to go full throttle on the basketball court. After a disappointing season last year, Peace is putting in extra work during the summer with hopes of leading his team to a conference championship. Now you have a better idea of what it's like for college athletes to maintain their busy lifestyle, and it just may be inspiration for others to keep their own priorities in line. Hey, it's worth a shot. Daniel OHara, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
This week, a group of young people from across the state used Troy University as a place to fellowship and worship. Antonio Reese has the details.
Troy University opened its campus to the 2016 Alabama Youth Camp this week, sponsored by the United Pentecostal Church, Incorporated. Campers from all districts of the Alabama UPCI churches have gathered by the dozens to partake in fellowship and grow stronger in their beliefs. Alabama Youth District President Michael Thomas speaks on why he and his team brought their event to Troy this year.
We are at Troy University this week for the spiritual growth and enrichment of our young people. We are having classes that deal with spiritual issues that Christian young people face today. We are also having evening services where we are allowing the Spirit of God to impact our young people and empower them to live a life above the present issues of their generation.
Thomas also spoke on how his organization feels about Troy University as a whole, as well as future intentions with the university.
Troy University staff has been impeccable. Dean Reeves and also Jonathan Jenkins, camp and conference director, has been impeccable. The treatment of the staff all the way down to the janitors, all the way up to the dean, has just been superb. And we are definitely recommending our students, if they have a university future or have plans to attend college somewhere, we are definitely recommending Troy University. Highly impressed.
After the turnout this year, Thomas hopes to bring back the camp again next summer.
It is our intentions to return to Troy University next year, if at all possible. We've been very well pleased with the environment, the campus, and the staff. So Troy University is definitely in our future plans for our youth camp.
Antonio Reese, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, there's some offerings from our friends at Troy Public Radio, so don't touch that dial.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Each week we take some time to hear some of the work done by our broadcast partners at Troy Public Radio. As we do each week, we'll get another sample of Talk of Troy, the student-produced newscast of Troy Public Radio. Let's take a listen.
Talk of Troy. Voices and sounds from the campuses of Troy University. I'm Hayes Grissom. This week, the 18th Annual Alabama Governor's Youth Leadership Forum was held on the main campus. And as producer Nishay Doremus reports, The goal of the event is to help high school juniors and seniors with disabilities overcome daily challenges.
Joel Willis is an assistant professor of rehabilitation, and he's seen the ways that the Youth Leadership Forum has changed people's lives.
What we see is students coming from here, taking what they've learned and applying it in independent living skills.
Willis says that he's seen student delegates complete the program and come to college at Troy.
I saw a young man on campus. I was a delegate here at one time. He said, I want you to know that what I learned at YLF has helped me in my career as a staff member somewhere on the campus.
For more information about the Youth Leadership Forum, visit their Facebook page, Alabama YLF. For the Talk of Troy, I'm Nashady Ramus.
The current exhibit at the Rosa Parks Museum in Montgomery features the work of Mike Howard, a nationally known and locally grown artist. The exhibit, titled A Journey Home, is a collaboration between museum director Felicia Bell and the artist.
We worked together to come up with an exhibit that would evoke conversation and discussion with our visitors.
The subject matter of Howard's wall-sized paintings is often drawn from the civil rights era, and according to Bell, they found a natural home in the museum.
It was such a pleasure to work with him, and he's a brilliant artist, and when we got together, it kind of inspired him to want to do more and work with us.
More information about the art exhibit, A Journey Home, can be found at troy.edu/news. I'm Hayes Grissom, and you've been listening to The Talk of Troy, a production of Troy Public Radio.
Throughout the week, Troy Public Radio can be heard on 89.9 in Troy and Montgomery, 88.7 in Dothan, and 91.7 in Phoenix City. Well, it's time for our last break. When we return, we'll sit down with social media celebrity, reality show contestant, and Troy University student Cole LeBrant to talk about his time on The Amazing Race. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
If you store your guns properly,
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
This is Thomas. During the day, he works in research, and at night, he's a warrior. Soon he'll have a degree from Troy University, a historic and affordable public university with flexible online and in-class courses, and professors who know their students by name. Do what you love and be great at it. That's the warrior spirit. Learn more at troy.edu/workingwarrior.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Troy University student Cole LeBrant was recently featured on the CBS reality competition, The Amazing Race. In this week's Trojan Talk, LeBrant will share some stories about his time in the Globetrotting contest. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Joining me today is Troy University student, internet celebrity, and for the purpose of this interview, a reality television show contestant with The Amazing Race, Cole LeBrant. Cole, thanks for joining us here today.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
And the world has just witnessed the end of The Amazing Race, and sadly for the fans of Cole LeBrant out there, you and your mother, contestants, won second place. But it was an amazing experience, I would assume, just to be a part of this and be in this sort of thing competition-wise.
It was, yeah, it was really an unreal experience. People ask me all the time how it was, and I always just refer back to it was amazing, just because it was, I mean, I know with reality and a lot of things about TV, and I was unsure about how the show would be, but it was nothing bad about it, just an amazing experience.
And of course, you know, you got a chance to see the world, even though it was compacted into what, a 2-week period? Is that how long it took?
It was. The actual race portion was, because we made it all the way through, about 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
So, but as far as we were in LA a week in advance getting shots and vaccinations and all that kind of stuff, physicals.
But it's a chance to be able to see the world. And that's something that, I mean, even though you had to do some competition in a part of it, but obviously it had to be an amazing experience just to be able to see all of these parts of the world.
It was. That was my mom and my goal throughout the entire race was we knew that we were a weaker team, but if you get eliminated, then you stop racing and you go to a place called Sequesterville, where they kind of keep you hidden and you can't tell, who's where and what's going on. So we're like, we just want to, even if we get second to last every leg, which we pretty much did, but even if you get second to last every leg, then we get to see the next country, experience the things there. So we just wanted to stay in it and keep going, and luckily we got to see everything.
And you did get to see it, and that's when you mentioned there you were second to last every time. How surprised were the two of you that you ended up in the finale?
It was a surprise to everybody. We early on, I never expected to make it to the finale. Teams would converse about what the finale might be like, this and that, and I'm like thinking, we're not gonna make it there. I'm just enjoying it as we are, but we start getting down to the final 6, final 5, and it's like if things could work out to where we make it. And the semifinale was a huge excitement to everybody that we rounded the corner and made it just in time. So that was exciting.
Now, how was it to be able to do this and experience this with your mom?
It was cool. Yeah, I get asked that a lot, but my mom and I I don't think that we're most, she's a lot different than most moms, especially here in Alabama. She's not very Southern and old-fashioned. She's more of a friend than my mom. I mean, I can talk to her about anything, and she's really fit, and so it was a fun experience. But it wasn't weird or anything like that. It was fun.
It was enjoyable, and everybody got a chance to watch and tune in, and probably a lot more new fans for you. But a lot of folks may not know about you, and they may do. As a part of this, you were chosen because of your internet celebrity status, to use that term. How did it make you feel that the videos that you've done and the fandom that you have from the internet drew them to you and wanted to include you in this competition?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt honored that they would choose me because I received a random email last July, and I get a lot of fake emails and scam things. So I was like, I don't know about this. I don't want to give too much information. But whenever I found out the legitimacy of it all, I just felt really honored that they really chose about 40 social media kids, and obviously there were adults on there too. So adults and just people in the social media realm. And then in person, you do the in-person interviews. So for whatever the reason, they really liked my mom and I mean, you got to have decent personalities on camera, so that's what I guess they're really looking for.
And of course, you've got a chance to build that camera personality with what you do. And yeah, you do some Vines, some YouTube videos. About how many followers are you at about right now? So
combined over everything. I mean, I don't keep too much track. Probably around 8 million.
8 million
ish. Yeah.
So that makes a lot of people kind of cringe when they think about the 200 or so followers they may have. But obviously, your popularity contributes to what led you to be on Amazing Race. And obviously, you want to keep things up for the fans. What are your plans for this point now that you're finished with the Amazing Race? What's on plate for you now? So.
I'm really focusing, I think, on Facebook and YouTube because I still do everything I do, social media, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, YouTube, all this other stuff, but Snapchat. But Facebook and YouTube, I really like those platforms right now just because it allows longer videos, things that I'm dabbling more into, and I'm actually moving out to LA this Sunday with my roommate John Steven and older brother Luke, and we're meeting up with a whole bunch of other social media people and potential TV show things and just some fun stuff.
Doing some work on that. And if anybody out there who doesn't follow you, I know there's probably ways to do that, but how can they track you down on social media if they want to add to that follower list? So,
pretty much every social media is just at the Supercole, TheSuperCole, and that's with Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. And then if it's not there, then you can just type in Cole LeBrant, and they'll track it down. It'll probably come up.
Well, it's good having you here on the show now that you're back in the States and a back part of the Trojan family once again. And congratulations for the success that you did have on Amazing Race, and keep up the good work. And we're looking forward to seeing more of you on social media. Thanks, Cole.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened on the second week of June 2016. To find out what's happening throughout the week, you can tune into Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30, Monday through Thursday, or anytime by following us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Troy TrojanVision News fan page on Facebook to see links to online content from Troy TrojanVision News. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of Troy TrojanVision Weekly. Have a good week.